Hello students, our today's topic is financial planning. Before this topic we have already understood about what is financial management, what is financial decisions. We have learned about the three types of financial decisions: investment decision, financing decision, as well as dividend decision. Today we will be learning about financial planning. Now planning is not a new concept for you all, because when we were learning about the various functions of management, we started with the first function, and that was considered as planning. So as planning is related to management, similarly financial planning is a part of financial management. So what does planning do? We have learned planning is the process of deciding in advance what is to be done and how it is to be done, so that the future operations of the business can run smoothly and the objective can be achieved. Similarly, when we talk about financial planning is done in order to see that whatever the financial management decisions are taken in the organization, whatever uh, decisions related with procurement and usage of funds that is taken in organization, that is properly planned. And for that there is need to estimate the fund requirement and also try to find out the sources through which the procurement as well as utilization of funds can be done in a proper manner. That is why financial planning is considered to be the process of estimating the fund requirement. Unless and until financial planning is done, the financial decisions will not be effective. That is why there is need to properly estimate. That means decide about the fund requirement which is required in the business organization, and also specify the sources from where the funds will be raised. Or another definition of financial planning is financial planning relates with preparation of financial blueprint of the future operations of the business organization to ensure enough funds available all the time. So this is financial planning. If there is proper financial planning, there is timely availability of funds in the organization all the time. Sometimes the statement related with this is given. Which concept is related with timely availability of funds in the organization all the time? That is related with financial planning. Which concept ensures that there will be proper fund available in the organization and there will be neither excess nor shortage of funds whenever it is required in the organization. It is through financial planning. So it can be put in 1 mark question in different ways. If the concept is clear, you can just answer the question. So either of these two definitions can be taken, but if you try to memorize the definition, it becomes easy to frame the answers. So it is something which is important. Now we will be learning about the objectives of financial planning. There are two objectives or twin objectives of financial planning. The first is, from the definition itself you can see, to ensure estimating the fund requirement and specifying the sources. So financial planning first objective is to ensure enough availability of funds all the time. Enough availability of funds it ensures, because when the financial blueprint is prepared, the fund requirement that is estimated, and also the time whenever it will be required and the sources from where it can be raised. That is why it ensures enough availability of funds all the time in the organization. And second objective is to see that the firm does not raise resources unnecessarily. So not only enough availability of fund, but also no excess raising of funds. Because if the funds, they are raised, and they can be raised if there is no proper planning of the business operations which is going to take place, and estimation of the finance which will be required. So haphazardly, if the funds are raised without any planning, there is always a possibility of excess funds to be raised, and if excess funds are raised, they will lie idle in the organization. Idle means if they are unused, and if the funds, they lie idle in the organization, it will add to the cost, and it will also affect the profitability of the business, because excess funds or idle funds or unutilized funds, if it is lying in the organization, those funds, they have been raised at some cost, and if it is unutilized, that means it is wasted, and the cost is borne by the business organization. So it adds to the cost, and not only it adds to the cost, but also it increases liquidity. And if liquidity is increased, we see that always profitability will be less. So if the fund requirement have been properly estimated, and the source from where the fund will be raised, that is also specified, it becomes easy for the business organization to do financial management. That means to procure as well as utilize the funds optimally, and in this way we see that the funds, they are put to best use, and the maximum benefit the organization gets from it. So we have learned that first objective is to ensure enough availability of funds all the time, and this enough availability can only be ensured through financial planning, by estimating first of all the amount of funds which will be required for both long term assets as well as working capital requirement needs, that has to be estimated, and the time whenever there will be requirement of the funds. Apart from that, there is also need to specify the possible sources from where the funds can be raised at cheapest cost and minimum risk, so that it is beneficial for financial management. And finally, second part again, no excess fund should be raised. So these two objectives serve the purpose of bringing financial management decisions effective. Now we will be learning about the difference between financial management and financial planning. This is something which is very, very important. It is not one and the same thing. That is why when I started the class, I started with planning and management. Planning is a part of management. Similarly, you can understand that financial planning will be the part of financial management. Let us understand the difference on three bases mainly. So there are four columns: serial number, basis, financial management, and financial planning. And the first basis of difference is on the basis of meaning. So what is financial management? We have learned that financial management is concerned with optimal procurement as well as usage of funds, whereas financial planning, it is the process of estimating the fund requirement as well as specifying the possible sources from where the funds can be raised. On the basis of scope, financial management is always considered to be wider in scope because it includes financial planning, whereas financial planning is narrower in scope because it is part of financial management. On the basis of objective, the prime objective of financial management is to maximize shareholders' wealth. And if the shareholders' wealth is maximized, we will see that the market price of the shares will also rise. And the twin objective of financial planning is to ensure the first objective is timely availability of enough funds, and second objective is to see that no excess funds is raised in the organization. So with this, we see that with the help of proper financial planning, the financial operations of the business organization can be run smoothly, and the financial management decision can be taken effectively in the organization, that is going to prove always profitable for the business. So in this way, we have completed the concept of financial planning with the meaning and the objectives of financial planning in our introductory lecture of financial planning. After this, we will be learning about the types of financial plan, process of financial plan, and also the importance of financial planning in our next class. Till then, thank you.